And this is my first video for my page talking about mental health. And today I will talk to you about how I cope with my anxiety disorders, and I have my notes right here. So if I'm glancing over, it's because I am reading my notes. So what are anxiety disorders? And how do we cope with them? So I'm gonna just give you my tips on how I deal with it, and if this video helps one person, even if it's just one person, then it's all worth it. So, I have generalized anxiety disorder, social anxiety, panic attacks, and obsessive compulsive disorder. Those were the things that I was diagnosed with. And anxiety has been something that I've been dealing with for many, many years. And the difference between regular anxiety and anxiety disorders is that anxiety disorders get in the way of your functioning. For example, it may be hard for you to go to school knowing that there's lots of people there, or it may be hard for you to focus because you have a lot of unwanted thoughts and you feel the need to perform the same ritual over and over again to relieve those thoughts. Or maybe you just get really, really nervous and you don't know why you're nervous, but you just get nervous and it's hard for you to just get things done. So the main difference is that anxiety disorders get in the way of your functioning. It can be really hard. So I'm going to teach you my tips on how to cope, or how I cope at least. So for my generalized anxiety disorder, for people who don't know what that is, it's basically when you worry a lot. You kind of worry about everything, your health, your family, schoolwork, your work, if you have a job. You kind of just worry about everything, and you can't really get your mind off of it, and it's out of proportion to what's really going on. You kind of catastrophize and expect the worst case scenario to happen. So what I do for that is I journal and I write down how I'm feeling or how my day was or what went on during my day, and that helps me get my thoughts out. Participating in activities I like to enjoy. If you really love to play tennis, for example, like go out and play tennis, like do something to get your mind off of like your worrying and your obsessing or you're ruminating, like anything like that where you're, just being active and you're doing things that you love. Tip number 3, let it out. If you are feeling nervous, if you are having trouble with something, and maybe you just keep having the same thought circle through your mind, and you have maybe a friend there, just be like, talk about it, and just maybe say, hey, I'm feeling really nervous right now, or I'm struggling with this thought. Let's do this or let's do that to try to maybe to get my mind to stop thinking about it. Create a worry list and a solution list. For example, I may have, for number 1, worrying about final test. A solution to that would be, for example, studying. And maybe even though I am studying, but I'm still worrying about it, I could say, well, make sure I study this amount of hours or at this certain time, just in case I have something going on later in the day and I'm worried that I'm not going to have enough time to get everything done. Go for walks outside or do something outside where you're just in the sunshine, it's a beautiful day, and just kind of get your mind off of that. That can help a lot. Also, I use positive affirmations. What are positive affirmations, you may ask? Positive affirmations are basically statements where you can use I am, or I can, or I will, and you will suggest something, normally future tense, for example. I will be able to do well on my final. obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay, what is OCD? As we hear a lot in this society, many people use OCD as an adjective, but really what is it? Obsessive compulsive disorder revolves around unwanted thoughts and compulsions that a person has to perform to relieve the anxiety that they're feeling. For example, someone who worries about contaminating themselves or contaminating other people will wash their hands a lot or clean up their environment a lot. Someone who is afraid that they'll cause harm to someone will obsess about harming someone, and the compulsion would be checking the door before they leave or doing any kind of rituals which involves around protection. So what are things that we can cope with OCD is some things that I do is listen to music, especially uplifting music, anything that gets me in a really great mood, and I remind myself that the thoughts are just thoughts. People with OCD tend to want to push away those thoughts and be like, no, but in reality, we really need to accept that the thoughts are just thoughts, and they're not something that defines us. It's just like a cloud going by. Thought is just a and also, the more that we try to fight against the thoughts, the more that we try to push those thoughts away, the stronger they'll become, and the more often they'll come. In addition to all of that, social anxiety. Yeah. How do I cope with social anxiety? I use positive self-talk. The more that we say we can't do something, or the more that we say something good will never happen, the more that we get fixated on negative and we want to be positive, right? So, for example, if I need to go and present something in front of the class, what I'll say to myself is, okay, I know that I'm going to be able to do well. Just people, they're just, wanting to hear what I have to say, and that is all. And also, practicing breathing exercises is really good. You can breathe in and exhale on the count of 4 slowly. That really helps. Create a staircase of steps to face a specific fear. For example, if let's say your fear is asking someone out on a date, what are small goals that you could set for yourself so that you can accomplish what you want to do? For example, step number 1 may be just talking to the person. But I have social anxiety, I'm nervous, I don't want to talk to the person. So let's see, what can we do to make that easier? Maybe just saying hi, maybe starting out by asking them questions. I don't know. But set small goals for social interaction. If you want to overcome social anxiety or anxiety in general, you're going to have to put in effort. It's going to take time. It is not something that's going to work overnight. It's something that you're really going to have to work at. So set small goals. If you want to become more socially interactive, then maybe hang out with friends on a Saturday night, or maybe visit your local library. I don't know. Anything that will help you become more social. Also, what I do is I go to places. I try my best to face my fears. Matter of fact, I'm doing it right now. So if you're really afraid to go to a restaurant, or if you're really afraid to hang out with your friends or go to a party, try to see what you can do. Try to see if you can go with other people that you know, so it won't be so scary. Panic attacks. Janae, what are panic attacks? Panic attacks are these bouts of intense anxiety. A lot of people who have panic attacks tend to go to the hospital thinking that they're having a heart attack. I'm not going to give you the diagnostic criteria of what a panic attack is, but basically it's when you feel like you are going to die. You have intense physical sensations. Your heart will race. You have trouble breathing. You can get numb, tingly. You can feel nauseous or dizzy, and you can just feel like the walls are caving in on you, and that basically you're gonna die. So what do I do with that? I breathe. When you have panic attacks, you really want to breathe because that will help you. That will help the panic attack to not escalate. For me, what I do is I use a crisis pass when I'm in school. If I'm having a panic attack, I can just show that to my teacher, and I'm able to leave class. I talk to people around me. When I have panic attacks, a lot of people notice. So some people may wonder what's wrong, what's going on. I just like, kind of having an anxiety attack, a panic attack right now. I just, I need to step out real quick. And I assure myself that what I'm feeling, it's not going to kill me. A lot of people who have panic attacks or panic disorder think that, oh my gosh, I'm dying. I need to go to the hospital. I'm having a heart attack. Or they fear that they're going to lose control. Panic attack won't kill you. It's just something that happens to a lot of people. So just remember that. And also, I would recommend talking to someone, whether it's a friend, teacher, school counselor, a doctor, if you notice that these symptoms are going on for months or years. And also, if you feel like it's really bad, I would see a therapist. I see a therapist, and it helps me a lot. So even if this video has helped one person, it was all worth it. Thank you for watching.